In a world where pharmaceutical companies meticulously navigate the rigors of clinical trials, two other industries seem to feign incompetence: the AI industry and the space tourism sector. But as the space tourism sector takes its first steps into this new frontier, the risk of disease and death reverberates through the cosmos. Today, embarking on a journey through the annals of published science, we uncover the health hazards lurking in the uncharted territory of space travel. Buckle up as we dive into the unknown, where the stakes are high and the risks are real. Imagine this chilling scenario. You're a wealthy millionaire. Then, one fateful day, you stumble upon an online advertisement for a midwinter space getaway. Without hesitation, you book 2 tickets, one for yourself and one for your girlfriend. You both eagerly plan for a romantic candlelight dinner in the low-gravity environment. Capturing every moment, you take plenty of selfies and share them on your Instagram and LinkedIn accounts. Months later, a devastating blow strikes. Both you and your girlfriend are diagnosed with a serious ailment requiring extensive treatment. Sounds like a futuristic scene from a Hollywood sci-fi movie? Think again. This could be closer to reality than ever before, thanks to the largely unregulated space tourism industry set to launch in the coming years. Although space tourism presently caters to short-duration suborbital flights and visits to low Earth orbit, this may change significantly in the next few years. For instance, within a few decades, a journey into space could become as routine as a transatlantic flight. Multiple scientific pieces of evidence highlight the health hazards associated with space tourism from known factors such as ionizing radiation and microgravity. For instance, a review article published by scientists working at NASA, Caltech, etc., states that space tourism comes with a risk of accelerated DNA oxidation, arterial stiffness, heart disease, autoimmune disease, reactivation of latent viruses, microgravity-induced brain changes, disc herniation, osteoporosis, lung disease, space diarrhea, and various types of cancers, including skin cancer.
Previous studies have also shown that bacteria encountered within the space environment are more resistant to antibiotics and more harmful in general compared to bacteria encountered back home. Microgravity also affects the shape of the chest wall, diaphragm, and abdomen, and alterations to the pressure-volume curve can reduce lung volumes. A recent Nature Medicine study involving 14 astronauts aboard the International Space Station, or ISS, noted a 54% increase in hemolysis, or the breakdown of red blood cells in the bloodstream, 1 year after landing. A scientific reports claim provides evidence in support of the fact that even a short-duration spaceflight leaves a lasting imprint on the human epigenome and adversely affects sites relevant to lung cancer. By the way, did you know that flight attendants showed a higher incidence of various types of cancers compared to other study participants with similar socioeconomic status in a 2018 study? Unregulated space travel and tourism have negative implications not only for human health, but also for our unique planetary environment. For instance, a group of experts working at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration believes that a significant boost in spaceflight activity may end up damaging our planet's protective ozone layer sooner or later. Measures adopted by astronauts aboard the ISS to safeguard their health include following a strict exercise regimen. This regimen includes cardiovascular activities, strength training, and resistance exercises, utilizing specialized equipment for this purpose. Additionally, radiation shields installed on the ISS offer some protection from ionizing radiation. Nevertheless, astronauts also wear dosimeters to constantly monitor their radiation exposure. mission planners endeavor to avoid environments or events associated with high radiation, such as coronal mass ejections. Furthermore, astronauts aboard the ISS maintain a nutritious diet and incorporate supplements, such as those containing vitamin D, into their daily routine. Besides identifying and mitigating the health risks associated with space travel, space policy experts also advocate seeking informed consent from space tourists. In other words, space tourists must be made aware of the potential health consequences associated with their cosmic adventure. Of course, seeking informed consent is just the first step. Experts also suggest collaboration, incorporation of international standards, safety emphasis, and space healthcare innovation to minimize the risks associated with space travel and tourism. Lastly, legal experts must keep a vigilant eye on promoters of space tourism and initiate class action lawsuits if they see any remarkable violations. Although further studies seem warranted, this health alert should serve as a definitive wake-up call for the promoters of space tourism. Human health and ethics must take priority over everything else, including business growth and profitability. Of course, not everything related to space travel necessarily has negative effects on human health, and it would be unscientific to selectively highlight only one side of the story. In fact, we have an encouraging scientific update for space enthusiasts. A California-based startup wants to start manufacturing pharmaceutical drugs or their active ingredients in microgravity environments. The reason? Well, the pharmaceutical industry recently made a startling discovery. Drugs manufactured using crystals formed in microgravity environments are more stable than those produced in Earth-based manufacturing facilities. This increased stability makes it possible to administer them with significant ease. In summary, known factors such as ionizing radiation and microgravity environments can have a negative impact on the health of humans pursuing space travel. Additionally, the presence of microgravity can serve as an impediment to healthcare delivery during space travel. Therefore, space tourism companies must systematically study the protective systems and space gear available to astronauts aboard the International Space Station. For instance, in an attempt to mitigate any likely short-term and long-term health risks for space tourists. Moreover, a new set of space tourism guidelines needs to be formulated through international collaboration. Until then, space tourism continues to pose a potential health risk to space enthusiasts worldwide. Would you dare to willingly venture into space despite the potential health risks? Do let us know in the comments section below.